What's up, Kane? I'm Amanda. I'll be your host today, and alongside me are today's guests, Andrew and Cheryl. Are you ready to hear what's trending now? Well, this may be one of the most expensive dates Drake has ever taken someone on. After hearing about the struggle of his 63-year-old hotel maid at the Fontainebleau, Miami Beach, the More Life rapper treated her to a full day of luxury. Odali Perret takes a 4-hour, 2-bus commute to work every day in order to support her 5 children. So to give this hardworking woman a break, he teamed up with Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown, and together they got her a massage at the hotel's Spa Lapis, dinner at Michael Mina Steakhouse, strip steak, and as a grand finale, they took her on a $10,000 shopping spree at Saks Fifth Avenue. So Cheryl, what would you buy if Drake took you on a shopping spree?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I get $10,000?
Right.
10,000?
Well, I think so. The deal was he gave her 45 minutes to buy whatever she wanted, no limits, and it ended up coming out to like 10,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's loyal.
Oh my gosh, definitely makeup. If y'all lovers out
So
there,
much makeup.
you already know.
Drake's a good guy though, because he does it for other people too, like with his new song, the music
Oh,
video.
yeah.
He gave like $1 million.
I was shook with that
Yeah.
video
He's a good
when
guy.
I watched it. Yeah, definitely
He's a good-
makeup, clothes, of course.
Especially
Oh,
on
yeah.
Degrassi.
Yeah.
I mean,
Be
come
going
on.
hard. 45 minutes though. I think I'm going for all the big ticket items I can, like all the jewelry. Like you got 45 minutes, maybe.
Maybe a car. You could buy a car with $10,000.
At Saks
Shoot.
Fifth Ave though.
Oh, only in Saks Fifth
Yeah,
Ave.
it was
My
at
bad.
Saks Fifth Ave. Yeah, I don't
Makeup.
think they do that there.
I do
but-
makeup for sure.
For sure. What
Yeah.
about you, Andrew? What would you
Makeup?
buy?
I have no idea.
Well, what would you buy
What would I buy with $10,000?
at Saks Fifth Avenue?
That's crazy.
That's a tough one. I think,
Electronics.
the fact that I'm on camera, I'd like to say I'd like to give it to charity, but that's not true.
Well, it's a Saks Fifth Avenue. There's no charity at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh, so it's
Yeah, I'm thinking
Is that
like,
the
yeah, I'm
specific mall?
thinking, you know, it's 10,000 in the general, yeah.
well,
He took her there. He gave her 45 minutes, and he said, "Buy whatever you want." No
40, I am the
limits.
most
That's
indecisive
amazing.
person ever, so I would need like 3 hours
I'm
and 45
saying.
minutes.
I think that was the
Really?
catch. Like you only have 45 minutes though. But I
Probably
mean,
so she'd give up and buy something cheap.
maybe that's what he was hoping for. But she spent 10 grand, so
Wow.
she did all right. She did all right in 45 minutes. So I mean, that was really kind of them, though. What do you guys think that says about his character?
Yeah, I think that's really sincere, especially with the one that you talked about with the music video. Like, he didn't have to do all of that. Like, when you listen to the lyrics, usually, like, music videos, they would combine with the lyrics, but that was really, I think I was out of his character. Not out of his character, but it's definitely in his character to do that. 'Cause-
Just shows that he's a genuine guy. and
Absolutely.
He cares about giving back to society. So that's really awesome.
Well, Drake, he's a good guy in a sense that he's not actually like one of those guys that's like, you know, like thug rapper type guy. Like that's a character he plays.
Yeah.
So in real life, you know, he's one of the greatest actors of today, I believe.
I loved him in Degrassi.
Because I mean, even that, but he's like always playing a role of
That's
like
true.
the rich. I mean, he is successful, but like the rich kind of rapper that's just making it big. But as you can see, like he's genuinely a good guy because of what.
and his
what he's
music is
giving.
bomb.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
All right. So moving along, let's take a sneak peek at what to expect on one of the most glamorous fashion events of the year, the Met Gala. Every year, the hottest celebrities come dressed to the nines to support New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art and see what theme will be presented in the newest costume exhibit. This year's theme is taking a religious spin on fashion, which many were surprised to hear. The theme of the gala, which will take place on April 30th, is Heavenly Bodies, Fashion in the Catholic Imagination. The collection will display 50 garments and accessories loaned from the Vatican, works of religious art from the Met's own collection, and 150 designer pieces following the trend. So what do you guys think about mixing religion with fashion?
Well, Cheryl.
I would say, I think it's a new trend nowadays, actually, like with the hijab and everything.
Yes,
It's really beautiful, and like the way the colors contrast one another, I personally think it's beautiful.
Right.
Well, people have been doing that for years, like wearing a cross, wearing things like hijabs and everything.
Yeah,
But since it's taking more of a fashion sense, like it's not really a big deal because people have been doing that forever.
that is true.
So-
it has definitely been becoming
wear a
more and
giant
more
cross.
relevant.
Yeah, even
power
with
to you.
turbans, I believe. I don't know if that's a religious belief or anything like that.
Yeah, I
Do
believe
you know
so.
by any chance?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that you wouldn't even think it because it's like a fashion trend that's been going on. It's like, oh, it matches with her shirt. Or
Right,
it
that's
looks
true.
Really good.
But I think it's a big deal that they're using it for the Met Gala. They're like taking it that next step further, taking these religious trends and making it something bigger. Some of the featured brands, such as Versace and Dolce & Gabbana, have famously included religious symbolism in their designs in the past. As we said, it's becoming more and more relevant. But some designers may come as a surprise from brands who don't normally go that route, such as Chanel, who will be displaying a wedding dress inspired by a communion gown, and Valentino couture gowns inspired by monk robes. I'm curious to see the style of the communion-inspired dress because, in my opinion, communion dresses basically already look like mini wedding dresses as it is. So I'm curious as to how they're going to make that different. But as for the evening gowns inspired by monk robes, that's sure to be something different. I personally am having a hard time imagining a robe as a glamorous gown, but I guess we'll see how it comes out. So what do you guys think about these styles? Do you think they'll be a hit or a disappointment?
Well, I'm not much of a dress wearer, as you can tell. I did once senior year of high school because for Halloween I dressed as a girl.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, did you really?
I'd like to see some pictures.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's
There's many
hilarious.
Did you
pictures.
shave your legs for that?
Online that I can't delete.
You
But
can
no, I
never
did not
delete.
shave my legs actually. But, well, I mean, I have a sister, so I mean, I didn't try any of her dresses on. Please don't think that. I actually
Just gonna borrow this.
I borrowed it from a friend. But so I don't really know about dresses. It was more said than should have been. Yes.
I feel like it's very well, like you said, with religion, I feel it's more conservative.
Right.
I feel so. I mean, it's a new trend, so I think they should give it a try. It could be a hit, could be a miss, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to try something different. You don't know
Right.
what other people's perspective will be like. Oh, that's actually a really brilliant idea.
You're right.
And everyone has different perspectives and opinions, especially through fashion, because fashion is huge.
Oh yeah.
So
and it's a huge form of art, really, is all that it is. So
Exactly.
I am definitely interested to see how these come out. So 2 of the honorary chairs hosting this year's gala are Rihanna and Amal Clooney. While Clooney is known for her elegant, classic style, Rihanna is known for pushing boundaries with her wardrobe. So we can probably expect that there may be a bit of a provocative spin put on the theme. Head curator Andrew Bolton told New York Times, "We know it could be controversial for right-wing or conservative Catholics and for liberal Catholics, but he clarified that the exhibit focuses on a shared hypothesis about what we call the Catholic imagination and the way it's engaged artists and designers and shaped their approach to creativity, as opposed to any kind of theology or sociology. Beauty has often been a bridge between believers and unbelievers," he said. So what do you guys think about that quote? Do you find it wrong to make religious fashion provocative, or do you see it as the designer's interpretation and a form of art and beauty?
I would definitely say art and beauty because it's another way to express yourself. So, you know, even if you want to wear like a turban one day, it's not like it's a disgrace to what I believe in.
Right.
But I just think it's how you feel. It's, that's how you express yourself.
Well, I believe that it's kind of a good thing that this is happening because for some people, they're kind of forced to wear some religious type of apparatus on their body or whatever
Right,
it is.
right.
So the fact that you make it more stylish just gives them more options.
I agree.
So it's definitely a good thing for fashion because I'm a fashion expert,
Yes.
as we all know. So I think it's a good thing, bringing people to have more options and still follow their religious values. Is important.
I think even if they make it provocative, I think as long as they do it tastefully, it's just another expression of art.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all we have on fashion for you guys today. Make sure you check out pics from the Met Gala on April 30th to see for yourself how these styles are portrayed. And now we move on to sports. Finally, it is starting to feel like spring outside, which means that baseball is well underway. Yes, that's correct. Baseball celebrated opening day 2 weeks ago, and it has been an interesting 14 days for our New York teams. The Mets have gotten off to a great start this year when nobody was expecting them to. Tuesday night, they beat the Miami Marlins 8-6 and put the record at an impressive 9-1. This set franchise record for the best start to a season in their existence. What do you think it was like for the players on the team to come out and play this well when nobody expected them to?
Well, I'm not a Mets fan, but
Me either.
yeah. So
But still, go Mets, good for you.
No.
Go on. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I'm not a hater. I'm just not a
I
fan.
mean, it's great that they're 9-1 because they suck the rest of the time.
Everybody deserves a chance.
I'm a Yankees fan, but I can't really talk now because they don't have as good as a start as the Mets.
Yeah.
But then again, it's good. Baseball's on TV, so that's
That
a
it
good
is.
thing because it distracts from everything else that's happening. So if the Mets do good, that's just another crazy thing that happens in the world to distract from other crazy things.
It's
that
true.
happen in the world.
That's true.
What do
I
you think,
mean-
Cheryl? How do you think that it felt for them, doing way better than anybody expected them to?
I mean, I'm not really a sports fan either, but I guess my 2 cents with that is if you're an underdog, especially for them, I'm not sure how it all works.
Yeah.
But if you're an underdog and you do something achievable, they're like, wow. So good for them.
Now, many people around New York were skeptical of the Mets having success this year because they are under new leadership. The new manager for the Mets this year is Mickey Callaway, and this is his first time being a member for a major league team. Being a first-time manager and having this much success right off the start, what do you think this does for his confidence and for the future of his career, really?
Well, it's definitely a good start because, again, you want to make sure that the first time you're with a team or with any team that it's good because now other teams, they're going to remember his name. They're gonna
Exactly.
he was the coach that took the Mets 9-1.
Right off the bat in the first 2 weeks.
Right. So it's nothing like McAdoo, the
Oh
Giants
God,
coach.
that
where
was a
He
nightmare.
didn't have a very good
Oh,
start.
I hated
and
him. I'm so glad he's
He's
gone.
out. But yeah, so I guess it's important to start off good because then it'll carry you the rest of the way. And that
Exactly.
momentum will lead them to success.
I agree. Well, now let's move across town and take a look at the Yankees, which haven't made much success lately. Sorry, Andrew. Even though they are only a little below 500, the way they have been losing games is concerning. Everyone had high hopes for this team, especially after acquiring Stanton during the offseason. But Stanton hasn't been performing. He has had two 5-strikeout games and has been booed out of Yankee Stadium multiple times. That's embarrassing. The rest of the team is struggling with injuries, and nobody is performing enough to play baseball. With all the expectations put on the team in the beginning of the season, how much pressure do you think these players feel now that they are struggling so much?
Well, it's a lot of pressure, but you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds.
Facts.
very true.
Well, apparently not in this case.
Not in this case because now they suck.
They're embarrassing themselves.
Right.
They just need to find a way to rise up again, to be honest, even if
They
it's difficult, but
Gotta
that's
just
how it
brush
is.
it
Yeah.
off. Brush it off and keep moving. So now the Yankees also have a new manager this year as well. Aaron Boone has taken over the team, and it hasn't been pretty for him so far. What must it feel like for him knowing that he isn't getting the job done with such a demanding fan base?
Well, it's stressful. You know, when you have how many other World Series, I forget. I'm not a great Yankees fan.
Yeah. But a lot.
Yes, they have the most World Series. So when you're shoved into that and expected to be like, we're the Yankees, it's like a whole nother level of fan base and sport and tradition.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's hard. I mean, I feel for the guy. I just want to
Give him a hug.
I just want to
Come here.
hug him like.
Right?
I mean, especially like with the new Mets coach doing so much better,
Yeah.
like he's just like putting this new guy to shame. Like
That's right.
that's embarrassing. I'm sorry for him. Knowing how much this franchise demands success, if the Yankees keep playing the way they're playing, do you think he will be fired before the year is even over?
Possibly. What do you think? It's a possibility.
I mean, you're a fan.
Yeah.
You think that they should fire him?
Yes.
I mean, you want to see. Let's be real. You want to see your team win. If he's not doing the job,
Well, I mean,
Maybe give him
the
a little
series
bit of a
just started,
chance, yeah.
so I'd give him a chance. You know,
we'll see.
see how things go.
I'm rooting for you, Aaron Boone. I hope things get better for you and pick up your slack. Now, this past weekend was one of the biggest weekends in golf. The Masters were just completed down in Augusta, Georgia, and it was another exciting tournament. Everyone was looking to see if Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy would have success and win another green jacket. But for the 9th year in a row, the player who won had never won the Masters before. On Sunday, Patrick Reed won the Masters for his first time. What do you think it was like for Patrick Reed to win the first Masters?
Well, I think it's more like an in-your-face Tiger Woods. Like, I'm the man now.
Right.
What's his name?
Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed. He's like, I'm Patrick Reed.
Y'all gonna know my name now.
Tiger Woods who?
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Good
so
for
I
him.
think it's definitely good for his confidence. You know.
I think we got a lot of underdogs stepping up this year and everything. So do you think someone who hasn't won the Masters will win next year for the 10th year in a row? Or do you think it will be someone who has already won it? I mean, 10 years in a row, that's
10 years
crazy.
in a row, yeah, that's pretty unbeatable,
Seems
to
like
be honest.
it seems like the people who are like should be at the top of their game are just
I'll tell you a
getting
sto-
too confident or something and
I'll
slacking.
tell you a story. My high school football team, we were Middletown South, and there was Middletown North, and our football teams were rivals. And for 10 years,
Civil
we beat
War.
North. For 10 years. And then when I leave that high school, I blame myself, by the way. When I graduated from that high school, the North finally beat the South.
Wow.
It's like the Civil War.
That's
It really
huge.
was. It
That's
was a civil war.
huge.
It was
Like,
pretty
that's
triumphant.
crazy.
So anything could happen in 10 years. And
true.
it could happen
You never know.
in a year.
You
So.
never know. So we'll just have to watch out for next year and see what happens. Well, the regular season for hockey has come to a close, and the playoffs are about to get underway. For the first time since 2012, the New Jersey Devils have clinched a playoff spot. The last time the Devils made it to the playoffs, they won the Stanley Cup. Do you think that they'll be able to do it again this year?
Positive thoughts, why not?
Right. I like the Devils. I'm a Devils fan. I'm not a huge
I do
hockey
not.
person, but I like the Devils. No?
I don't like the Devils.
Who are you a fan of? Don't say Rangers.
I'm a Rangers fan.
Oh no! Well, I think they could do it. I think that they have a lot of potential, and you know, when they set themselves to it, I think they do it. So now they're in the playoffs. Maybe they'll win it. Let's see.
I'm rooting against them.
All right. Well, you could be a hater then.
Well, it's your show.
Well, thank you for answering all of our questions, and that's all for sports. For those who utilize Snapchat, you are most likely familiar with Bitmoji. If you're like Patrick Starr and you've been living under a rock, you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is Bitmoji? Fret not, Bitmoji is a brand from the company Bitstrips, which was originally known for letting you create customized comic strips using a personalized cartoon avatar of yourself. Snapchat actually acquired the company back in 2016. The basic premise with Bitmoji is that you're creating a cartoonish version of yourself that you can insert across a variety of web-based services, from Snapchat, messaging to Gmail and beyond. It's definitely about adding some fun to your communications. The brand used the slogan, "Your personal emoji." Bitmoji helps create a cute and surprisingly accurate digital version of yourself, as well as offer a lot of varieties of your avatar with different captions, emotions, and more. Recently, Snapchat announced a new feature called Bitmoji Deluxe, adding hundreds more options to customize your avatar, including new skin tones, hairstyles, eye and hair colors, facial features, and accessories. On Bitmoji Deluxe, you can snap a selfie and use it as a reference to design your avatar. The update builds on that and adds even more customization. So now you can select your very specific shade of blonde or blue ombre hair. That is great for me because they do not have my hair on Bitmoji. Snap notes that accessories like makeup and earrings can be applied to any avatar. If you prefer your current avatar, the Bitmoji Classic and Bitstrip styles will still be available. This makes it easier in making your avatar look exactly like you. Bitmoji makes chatting more fun and more you because texting can easily be misconstrued, but with the use of Bitmojis, it's a lot more fun and easy to understand how you and the people you're chatting with are feeling. Overall, making it an understandable and exciting way of communicating. Here are a few students and their Bitmojis. Look at the similarities. Crazy cool, huh? Do you guys have a Bitmoji, and do you make yours to look like you or something else?
Well, who wouldn't want to control the way they look completely? Of course I have a Bitmoji. I mean,
Who doesn't have a Bitmoji nowadays? If
Right.
you have
I love it.
Snapchat, you need to have a Bitmoji.
I'm so excited though. I didn't know about this Bitmoji deluxe. Like the
Really?
struggle of like trying to get my hair right on Bitmoji has.
Same.
You don't even know.
I try to update mine all the time because obviously there's 4 seasons. So if it's
Uh-huh.
like winter and I'm wearing like a bikini, I need to change it.
Exactly. I'm about to go update mine
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
so much fun.
I
Like,
have so
really
many
is
papers
fun.
to do, but you know what I'm gonna do after this?
Bitmoji.
Alter your Bitmoji.
Change my Bitmoji. That's right.
Priorities. Well, that's all we have for our show today, and unfortunately, this is our last episode of the series. That being said, thanks to all who made our show possible, and thank you to our lovely guests, Andrew and Cheryl, for coming on our show today. Thanks for being with us for our final one. And thank you, viewers, who kept up with our show and for tuning in to find out what's trending now. I'm your host, Amanda. Stay golden.